You've been lied to a telling a woman you're beautiful doesn't land the way you think it does. Why? Because if she's attractive, she's heard it 1,000 times, and forgotten every guy who said it. But what if I told you there's a way to make her actually feel something? A way to make her replay your words hours after you've walked away. To crave your attention, without even understanding why. Most men either play it too safe or try way too hard. Desperate. Predictable. Forgettable, but the real secret? Forbidden compliments, these aren't cheesy lines or surface-level praise. They're psychological triggers, words that slip under her defenses, make her feel seen, and leave her addicted to your validation. Stick with me, because in the next 60 seconds, I'll give you the exact phrases that make women melt. Phrases she's never heard before. Phrases that force her to emotionally invest in you. Don't believe it? Just wait until you see her reaction when you drop one of these. Let's dive in. Here's the truth: the problem isn't that men don't compliment women. It's that they don't understand how hollow most compliments sound. Think about it. When was the last time a woman lit up because someone said she had pretty eyes? If she's even remotely attractive, she's been drowning in that kind of praise since she was 14. You're stunning. You're so hot. Has anyone told you how gorgeous you are? None of it sticks, because none of it feels real. They're interchangeable. Emotionless. They put her on autopilot. She nods, says thanks, and forgets you a minute later, because attraction isn't built on flattery, it's built on emotion. And the second your compliment becomes predictable, she tunes it out like background noise. But say something that catches her off guard, something that makes her pause and think. Wait. What does he mean by that? Now you've shifted everything. You're not just another guy trying to impress her. You're the one who made her pulse skip. You're the one she can't stop thinking about. That's the difference between a throwaway line and a forbidden compliment. Point one slides right off her. The other sticks. It lingers. It digs it, makes her replay your voice in her head when she's lying in bed, wondering why it mattered so much. That's how obsession starts, because when you make her feel something she can't quite explain, she doesn't chase you, she chases that feeling. And the more she chases it, the more she invests in you, while other men are stuck recycling lines about her looks. You're reaching the part of her that rarely gets touched, her inner world. The version of her no one sees. The one she guards. This isn't about manipulation. It's about creating connections so deep, it almost feels dangerous. Tell her, there's something about you I haven't figured out yet. And suddenly, you're not feeding her ego. You're igniting her curiosity, and curiosity, my friend, that's what makes you unforgettable. She's opening up, revealing parts of herself she usually keeps hidden. Why? Because you didn't just compliment her, you hinted at seeing something deeper. Something no one else has. That's the real power of these words. They don't just flatter, they linger. They create space for mystery, where most compliments smother with predictability. That she'll find herself thinking about what you said long after the conversation ends. Not because you praised her, but because you made her question herself in the most thrilling way. This is how ordinary moments turn magnetic. Not by repeating what she's heard 100 times, but by awakening a truth she's never dared to believe, that she's more layered, more fascinating, more seen than the world has ever let her feel. And when a woman feels seen like that, you stop being just another guy. You become the one who gets her. The one she can't stop thinking about, because when you say, "There's something about you I can't quite figure out," you're not giving her an empty compliment, you're giving her a mystery. One that only you seem to notice. Of this is psychological jujitsu at its finest. While other men spill over with obvious flattery, you create an irresistible tension, a question that begs to be answered that she'll start watching herself through your eyes. What did you see? What made you say that? Was it the way she laughs? The way her guard drops when she thinks no one's watching, and that's the beauty of it. The less you explain, the more she reveals. Each time she tries to solve the puzzle of your interest, she hands you another piece of who she truly is. This isn't about playing games or acting aloof. It's about being the first man who doesn't pretend to have her figured out in 5 minutes. It's the patience, the presence, the quiet confidence that says, "I'm not here to label you, I'm here to discover you." Because in a world full of men who assume, the one who's willing to explore, that's the one she'll never forget. So when you tell a woman, "I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see," you're not just saying something charming, that you're offering her the most powerful gift of all, a chance to be known. Initiating an emotional excavation. That phrase slices through surface-level conversation and reaches the part of her no one usually dares to touch, the unspoken, unpolished version of herself she keeps hidden behind curated smiles and polite replies. Most people only meet her persona, the version designed to be accepted. But you're signaling that you see more. You're tuned into the subtle, how her laughter flickers with restraint, how a casual comment feels loaded with something unspoken. You're not chasing the obvious. You're listening between the lines, and when she starts to believe you actually see her, the real her, the one few even know exists, everything begins to shift. She'll start testing the waters, revealing slivers of vulnerability she normally guards. Not to impress you, but to see if you can handle her truth. This isn't about manipulation. It's about creating a space so safe, so charged with curiosity and presence, that she feels invited, not forced, to step out from behind her defenses. That's where real connection happens. While others are stuck on the highlight reel, you get the director's cut. Raw, unfiltered, undeniably real. That kind of emotional access doesn't just build attraction, it creates an addictive bond. She won't just want you. She'll need you. Because you've become the mirror that finally reflects the version of her she's never been allowed to be, and then you say it, softly, almost like you're still deciding, "I can't tell if you're trouble, or exactly what I need." It's not just a line. It's an emotional spark. A beautifully disguised challenge. You're handing her admiration, but not full approval. You're intrigued, but not conquered. You've tipped the balance now, she's wondering where she stands. Will she lean into the trouble to captivate you, or show you her depth to prove she's everything you've been waiting for? That internal tug-of-war, the duality you've awakened in her, that's where the real tension lives. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Most men smother her with predictable praise, so much so, she's immune to it. But you're not like most men. Watch what happens when you say something that breaks the script. Watch her eyes search yours. Her body lean in, her energy shift, because you've just dropped a line that doesn't fit the usual narrative. And now, you're not another admirer. You're the puzzle she has to solve. You're the contradiction she can't stop thinking about. In that delicious moment of uncertainty, you're no longer the man chasing her. You're the one she wants to be wanted by. And that's real power. This is how you rise above the friend zone. Beyond the simp zone. Past every place where nice guys get stuck up by making her earn your approval, without even realizing it, you create a dynamic where the chase excites her just as much as the outcome. You've tapped into something primal, not cheesy lines or forced charm, but psychological triggers that bypass her defenses and speak straight to her desire for connection, because the men who truly win in love, they don't flatter. They stir something unforgettable. Now, picture this, you walk into a room. Your eyes meet hers. And in one sentence, you make her pulse race. That's the power you now hold. But here's the catch, it only works if you use it. So I challenge you, stop blending in with the crowd of guys who play it safe. Stop giving compliments that disappear the moment they're spoken. Instead, start using these forbidden phrases, and pay attention. Watch how she leans closer. How her laugh becomes softer, longer. How her gaze lingers just a little more. That's when you'll know you've become the man who gets it. So now what? Will this insight gather dust? Or will you take it into the world and own it? The choice is yours. But remember this, the right words at the right moment don't just change a conversation. They change your entire life. Now go out there and make her feel something she'll never forget. Speech balloon. Drop a heart in the comments if you're ready to change your dating life forever. And hit subscribe, because what you've just learned, this is only the beginning.